Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. My name is Doug. Just back from a 3-day trip and finally getting to spend some time in the shop on a project for the Herrig surface grinder, this dust collection system. I went ahead and picked up from Oneida a Dust Deputy plastic involute dust collection system that bolts onto the top of this orange 5-gallon pail, and we're going to try it out for the first time on the surface planer, the wood surface planer, so that we can see the chips and how much collects in the vacuum versus how much collects in the orange 5-gallon bucket here. So let me get you a closer look on how I attach this thing to the bucket, and hopefully if this thing performs as well as the reviews, it's going to be a great addition to the surface grinder and keep some dust down in the shop. So thanks for joining me. Let's take a closer look at it. Hey guys, alright, here is the unit itself. Like I said, this is the Dust Deputy from Oneida. You've got a vacuum inlet source here at the top. It extends about halfway down the inside of this cone here, and you've got your dirty air source coming in from the side here. The theory behind it quickly is you pull a vacuum on the top here and you're sucking the air and everything else out, and this port here is the only way for air to get in, and this is coming from your source, whether it be the surface grinder, planer, table saw, whatever you've got going on. The theory behind it is that the dirty air, the dust-filled air with the chips and so on, come in and hit this cone, and due to centrifugal force, the particulates get thrown to the outside of the cone and eventually make their way down and into the bucket, and the clean air remaining gets ported out and into the vacuum and then through the vacuum's filtration system. So you should get, from what they're saying, about 99% clear air off the top, enough for the filter system to strain the rest of it out. So there should be very little dust, if anything, getting out of this thing. Quickly, the assembly of it. It comes with just a flange with 6 holes. 1/4 bolts are holding the whole thing together. I wanted it to be a little bit stiffer than what this plastic top had to offer, so I took some 1/4 inch, 3/8 plywood maybe, thick, and cut 2 discs out, one on the top, one on the bottom, marked the holes out, same diameter. I made the diameter of everything on the inside a little bit larger than this because I didn't want pieces getting hung up in here. I wanted a straight shot down into the bucket, but made it all that together, put a little bit of latex vinyl caulk that I had left over from another project in between, sandwiched the whole mess together, and now it's fairly rigid. So let's walk over to the machine. I'll give you a quick idea what the setup is, and then we'll fire it up. All right, here we are over at the shop. We've got the planer set up. I've got a piece of pine here, ready to go. Pardon the handy cam work here, but let me take you around the back side of this. We've got the outflow from the planer coming down here into the input side of the Dust Deputy, and we've got our vacuum source coming out and going back over here. I've cleaned the inside of that vacuum out, so there shouldn't be anything but just some residual dust in the filter, but the inside of it's clean. It'll certainly show any kind of chips that might get in there. We've also got the buckets all sealed up and ready to go, and I'll see if I can't get an eye on this thing while we're doing it to see what kind of flow we're getting into the Dust Deputy. So stay tuned. Alright, let me go ahead and fire the vacuum up, and we will be off and running. Might want to put some hearing protection on, it's going to get a little loud. pretty cool. Let's take a look at what we got here. This off. Pretty good, sizable chips, a little bit of dust. I'll seal that back up again. And let's take a look at the vacuum. See if I can't get you guys up here. Camera work. All right. Man, there's nothing in there. They were absolutely right. Maybe a couple of small flecks, but really not too bad. Huh. Excellent. All right, everybody, there you have it. That wraps it up on the review of the Dust Devil by Dust Deputy by Oneida, and God, I hope I'm not butchering that name. Please apologize if that's not the way that you pronounce the company. But I am really satisfied with the way that this performed. Like you saw, it caught all the large chips and a fair amount of dust at the bottom. I took a look at the filter and the vacuum off camera, and I did see some particulates in the filter, but it wasn't wood dust from the pine. It was just odds and ends, dog hair, metal chips from me cleaning the shop last week. So I would say that I'm going to go ahead and continue on now with the next project, which is creating a dust hood for the Herrig 612 surface grinder, so I can capture a majority of that dust, because man, this stuff gets everywhere. Those of you who have a surface grinder know what I'm talking about. But those guys that are out there as woodworkers, guys and girls, I should say, this is a great addition to the shop. If you've got problems with dust mitigation, like you saw, this thing caught just about all of it. You guys will not have a problem with that anymore. I can see probably if you do enough of it, putting it on a bigger receptacle here. But other than that, it worked flawlessly. So go out and pick yourself up one. This was about $60 with shipping on eBay straight from the factory. I decided to go with these guys instead of the Chinese knockoffs that are out there. They may be just as good, I don't know, but I felt like two reasons. I wanted to buy made in the United States, and I also thought that there might be a fair amount of design that went into this. I've got some experience in making these things, and I felt that somebody ought to get paid for their work. So go out, pick yourself up one. You will not be disappointed. And if you like what you saw here, click like and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate the comments. If there's something that you guys want to see, or if there's something that I could do a little bit better for you, make it a little more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments section. So I appreciate you coming down to the shop and spending some time with me. Go out, build something cool, and take care of yourselves. Always be safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.